What is Obama's real reasoning for heading over to the UK? Some say he's moving there. Why is he really going to Europe? This is news to my ears today. Somebody told me about it, of course. And I'm like, what a coincidence. We just spoke on topics last night regarding Freemasons, and you guys brought up something else to me, something the Fabian boys, or something along those lines. And the covens, all of these things were brought up in my video yesterday. And then I learned that Obama is heading over to Europe. He's making it appear that he's moving there, from what I'm hearing, allegedly. So the things I speak on in this video, I have to be very cautious because I live in the States. And he has, people, of course. I'm hearing that Obama is still interfering with Europe's foreign politics or foreign policies. Now, if he is going over to Europe with his family to live peacefully, it's one thing. Okay, well, a lot of people are going to Europe or have went to Europe. But that's not why he's going to Europe, guys. Why would he give up his estate here in the U.S.? He could go anywhere. I think I know where he's going. I think he's going to possibly in the UK, but somewhere maybe in or around London area. But I'll get into that, where I think he may be going. I feel like if some of you guys may think he's going over there for the better. Some of you guys may be divided and say no. If he goes and interferes continuously into Europe's foreign politics, you're going to lose. There's a split and there's a divide on how people are feeling about this, I believe. This is more of a business trip, and it is very much diplomatic. It's temporary. It's not a permanent residence for Obama. You'll see that. This is diplomatic, and it is not being publicly stated. It's all about coordination, preservation, and damage control. In my opinion, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know. My intuition is going there. You could say it's channeling. You can say a little prophetic. I don't know what this is, but that's what I'm feeling. I like to go with my gut over anything else, and I'm usually right. This feels more accurate to me. This trip over to Europe is meant to be a political motive that is supposed to be hidden from the public eye, which is why he's going over there. To stay out of the U.S. media, to keep things on a hush-hush. Because there's political motives behind it, absolutely. I feel like a fragmented NATO needs a stabilizer, someone who can get things back on course. Whether you agree with this, think he's good, think he's bad, that's what he is being called to do. Because someone rang his phone. I'm literally seeing a woman calling him. We need you here. We trust you. Please, Obama. Please come over here and be a centerpiece. Help us. We can't handle Trump. We can't handle Russia. We don't know how to handle Russia diplomatically. Part of them wants a war. The other part doesn't. So they're divided on how to handle Russia and Trump. Again, because certain people do want war with Russia. And there are some European countries that don't. NATO is falling apart, and over in Europe, they need Obama to be a mouthpiece to try to keep things together. So Obama is going into a temporary private residence over in, I believe, the UK, even though I know that's separate from the EU, but I believe he is going to stay. His residence is going to be in the UK. Again, away from the United States media. And away from Trump. Now, when I look at a map and look at Europe as a whole, I'm looking right into UK. I'm drawn into UK. And to be a little more specific, I see a green, lush, like green grass, like almost like what you would see at the palace or King Charles. Westminster over there. The green grass really stands out to me. It's beautiful. The lawns are taken care of. So it feels to be in a city near London, possibly Richmond, no, it's in the UK, or Kingston. I think it was Kingston. And then there was an area called Chelsea. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing them right. But those regions over in southwest London possibly is where he's going. And I think they're all pretty close together, right? This could be more towards Richmond or Thames. I'm hearing Thames. What, T-H? No, hold on. Thames. Near water. A secluded type of residence that's older, made out of brick. Older brick, near water and green grass. Thames. Again, Chelsea, Richmond, Thames, Kingston, somewhere around that area. I'm getting that. It's all close by. It's that residence. It's an older residence. That's what I'm saying. One of Obama's objectives, first thing is going to be talking about no one other than Ukraine. Ukraine and Russia. Ursula cannot let that go. Now, there's a divide over there. There is a divide. Some want this war, and there's some countries, again, that do not want it. So Obama is put there to be a peacemaker. But who is he really working for? Who's he really working for? I can tell you this. There are 2 European world leaders, and I spoke on this. And this hasn't happened yet, but I think it's going to. Because I just see it playing out in my head. There are 2 European leaders that are going to argue. Now, this may hit the news. I think we'll hear about it. He is there to mediate between these 2 countries, because if these 2 countries fall apart, Ursula's plan to rearm Europe is done. It is done. And I'm referring to France and Germany. Scholz and Macron are at odds, and it is getting worse. The tensions are building, and you guys may even see it on TV or hear about it in the media. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Allegedly. Yeah. Olaf Scholz and Emmanuel Macron are going to they're not agreeing with the Ukraine war. I'm going to tell you, you would think that they would, but they're not. They're divided. One wants to let the shit go. They don't want to be involved in it. They don't want to put their money and people involved in it anymore. I guess you can guess which one that is. Well, the other one is wanting to control NATO and is on Ursula's side. Any ideas? Who do you think called Obama? That's the next thing we need to talk about. Who do you think rang his phone and said, "We need you now. Please be a mouthpiece for our EU, whatever, groupie"? Who do you think that was? You see the snakes on the head? Right. Ursula. Yeah, of course. Ursula called him. It wasn't that he was sent to go through the United States. Trump is the reason he went, and Russia, and a few other things. But Ursula made that call and asked Obama to come. That's what I'm feeling. Strongly, that's what I'm getting. And if it not, could be Macron, but I feel strongly it was Ursula. She's losing grip on power, and I told you she is going to do whatever it takes to keep her position. Even if she's lowered down a little bit, she ain't going nowhere. She's got a plan. She's got big plans. That's why you see your boy Starmer in there. He's not supposed to be in power right now. But he is, because why? Because she has a lot of power. Perhaps she works for these boys or this group. She needs Obama to keep the EU unified, because the cracks are starting to show, and they're going to show even more. Even if he goes, there's no avoiding the divide between Germany and France, and that's very probable in the EU. The EU could divide, and NATO. So I think Trump, even though a lot of people don't like Trump, He's put in this position to shake not just the United States, as he has, believe me, but also it stems into the EU because of NATO. So Obama is listening to Ursula, and now he has major concerns. Of course, he's seeing it from the outside into the in. He already knows, but he's also hearing it directly from Ursula herself, the Medusa. He's hearing all these snakes talk and rattle. He's going over there to stop the fracture, if he can. If he can. Obama's job is to persuade the leaders over there to stand ground, to stand firm, to try to get along, to try to mediate before the shift happens. That's what I'm feeling. Before the shift happens. No, it's not for peace talks. No. It's for preparation. For internal disagreements surrounding the main topic, which is how to deal with Russia and Ukraine. And I have some news for Obama. You can go in there and do whatever it is you need to do. You may benefit Ursula. She may benefit just a little bit from this, but you're not going to win. I'm telling you guys, the West wanted this war, they got it. Now they're trying to get out of it. They can't. Trump didn't want this war either. That's why he's backing out of it. He wasn't involved in it. I don't care what people say. This goes back to 2014, but anyways, now the EU is, pardon my French, but they are fucked. They got to get somebody to mediate to get out of it. And Obama will work with Vladimir Putin. In the end, he will work with him. So there's no lost blood there. There's no war. Not yet. That's down the road. And I don't even think it's going to start with Russia, if you want me to be honest. I don't think it's going to start with Russia. We'll leave that there. But he needs for Germany and France to get along, Obama does, before this shift happens, because he knows there's going to be internal disagreements, in my opinion. It's all about internal disagreements in Europe, and it's going to happen. I don't think there's no stopping it. Either way, Ursula is in that position for a reason, and she called Obama for a reason. That's where my gut's going. My bet is on it. So again, who called Obama? Your girl Ursula did it. Why? In fear of the EU fragmentation. That's why. I think, honestly. And while Obama is there, he also has a stern message, whether you believe him or not. I can't say but so much on Obama because of where I am. You know what I mean? I just want you to put two and two together. We spoke on Freemasons, and we spoke on covens, and we spoke on the Fabian boys over in the UK. You need to pay attention how this is aligning, okay? Now, there could be some good that comes out of it, absolutely, but there could also be a huge motive. Well, use your own judgment. I hear that Obama is carrying a message about a upcoming geopolitical event, I do believe. And I believe you guys and Europe as a whole already sense this happening on your own time. But the governments over there will not speak on it publicly because it's not, why would they? They're in on it together, keeping the citizens clueless. And that's why I'm here, and other light workers are here to talk about these things, because it's not right. It's happened here. It happened here 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. It's all about to come down. But again, it has to happen this way. I do believe it has to happen this way in order to rebuild, completely start new slate. It's going to take some time for it to be completely torn down, though. But you guys know this. I think you know it. So I'm seeing leaders in France and Germany fighting. It's not symbolic. It is actual fighting. Not necessarily this, more this, mouthpieces, just going back and forth. And I think we're going to see that. We're going to hear about it. There's going to be something said between these two leaders on national TV. I think Obama is pretty prepared for that. I think he knows that's going to happen too. But he is out of the U.S. because he doesn't want, because there's Trump there, right? I'm also getting something, there's going to be a leadership transition. And this is not Keir Starmer, okay? We spoke on him already. But this is something else to do with most likely Germany versus France and something with leader transformation. Or it could be a transition that's going to heavily affect a EU leader. Maybe I should not put country names on there, but there's going to be a transition of some kind that's going to affect a EU leader. Well, let's just say that. We'll say that. In fact, I think it's going to be a major EU leader. Remember I talked about the elite that's going to fall? He is going to fall. Now, I didn't feel like he was a prime minister, or I did not feel like he was an actual world leader, but he was underneath one. I don't know if this is connected to that or not. It's interesting how this is all unfolding. I can't make this shit up. I can't. But something is definitely coming for Europe. And Obama is trying to align everyone before it comes, before it hits. I don't know if this goes back to Trump. I'm wondering if Trump is supposed to be the hammer that hits the nail and he doesn't miss, and he causes the crack in the foundation for everything to crumble so things can be rebuilt again. Love him or hate him. That's just that's kind of where I'm going there. Where you have Obama who is trying to fight it. You understand? He's actually maybe trying to fight this from happening with Ursula. I could be so wrong. I could be so wrong about it. I don't know, guys. It's weird. There is going to be a split between NATO and possibly the EU, and I don't think it can be avoidable. Even if Obama goes over there and tells these leaders to hold the line, there's going to be a shift. There's going to be something. I told you, I think Trump has the hammer and he's not going to miss. He's not going to miss it. He's not going to miss the nail. It's going to go right in and it's going to knock the foundation right off concrete. So again, one leader will step away, or something's going to happen where he has to realign himself. Either way. And the EU is really fucked when it comes to Russia because they didn't know that it was going to go this far. They thought Russia was going to back down, cower down, lose. That is not the case. The truth has come out on who started the war, in my opinion. I don't agree with everything on either side, but this is a proxy war, and this is part of the problem, and Europe knows it. The leaders know it. Keeping it from the civilians in Europe, whether you're in the UK or in surrounding countries there. It's affecting your economy. You're paying the bill. You have weak kings, weak leaders. Things are falling the hell apart. He's there. Obama is there to align. Maybe he doesn't want the foundation to crack. He wants things exactly the way they are. So there's no change. But you guys need the change. That's the problem. You need the change in order to get new leaders, get these old ones out, new economy. Screw this digital ID shit. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Well, I don't sugarcoat it on that. It's ridiculous. But I feel like Obama is showing up now to get everybody on the same page. Whether it's a good change or a bad change. I don't want to come on here and publicly say that. Right? Who am I? I'm not God. I don't have all the answers. I don't. Use your own discernment. But he's trying to get everybody aligned on the same page because once I feel Trump hits the nail, center force, and he doesn't miss, there's no going back and changing it. You can't fix it. The foundation is cracked. There's no preparing it. Repairing it is done. And I don't think certain people over there in Europe want the change. They want to stay in this one world thought process. And maybe Obama is there to lead with Ursula. They need these weak leaders, kings, in their positions. Just like I've been telling you guys, I've been saying it. I know I look crazy, I sound crazy. I'm not into conspiracy. This is solely what I feel on a channeling, well, intuitive thought. Okay, let's just say that. And at the end of this session, I'm going to tell you, Europe is not going to be able to handle Trump. Or really Russia. If you want me to be honest, I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm going to tell you the truth. They're not going to be able to handle Trump, but they can adapt to Trump. And that's the point here. But they're not going to be able to handle him. They're not. If you're for the one world government you're currently in, and many of you are not. I know that. Believe me, I've never seen so much hate in my life. Until I get into the comment sections of these videos, we talk about Starmer and these other leaders over there, and you guys are disgusted. You're so disgusted with your government, and I hate it because I'm ready for you guys to have this change that you so deserve. So, yeah, I think at the end, Russia's going to still come out ahead. They're not wanting to go to war with Europe. They don't want Europe. I have channeled it. I have remote viewed it. I told you I have loved ones in East Europe. I don't want a war either. I'm just like you guys. I worry about it. No matter whose side you're on, you're still a civilian. You're still an ant, right? I don't see it happening. I don't. Unless they're pushed. Unless you attack them first, they're going to attack back. That was Ursula. That's what she would like you. That's what she would like to do. But she knows that Europe is not ready for that. She knows that. So she wants to rearmor Europe. But I don't think it's going to work out in her favor. But she's there to do it. So she may partially succeed in her success of doing so. And at the end of the day, this is just going to push Trump, or you could say the U.S. and Russia, a little closer, not as allies, no, but strategic. They will work together. And I'm also seeing something with Israel working with Russia. I don't know why. I don't know, that's weird. Why? I don't know. Not working with Israel, or excuse me, with Russia, but maybe working side channels. So I don't know. I have no clue what to say on that. This is not factual. This is solely my intuitive thoughts through auto writing and some astrology, but this is mostly what I'm saying. I'm talking to you directly on the camera. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. If you're new to my channel, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, cut on your notification bell, hype the videos, and thank you to my day ones who have been here with me the whole time. I know it's crazy. It's been a crazy ride. There's always light in the tunnel, and I appreciate you guys for your love and your support. And to my new subscribers, I'm so glad you chose to come aboard and follow the crazy world Dark Rose, and let's just see where these messages go. I feel like there's something into this, though. I do. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.